Let's start with the orange color. And please not add a lots of water. It shouldn't be really runny. Something like this. You can see it's good. It's not move the water, but it's not dry. So diluted, hold the brush into the water and don't be worried about the shape. This is the circle. Imagine one by one we place the petals. So I start to put my brush with a tip here and then lay down to move it down. To play with my brush. And always please have a napkin in your hand, which is so helpful to control the amount of water. Even if you see all in the same value and you want to have lighter color there, wash your brush. It's still wet. Come back and again move your brush on top. That's help you your paint move from light to the dark. So this is one part. Again, back to the paint. It's okay, you start from the end of the petals, move to the center, or from center to the end of petals. So I'm going this time from here. Imagine this is the center of flower. Move up, like drawing with the pencil for this flower motif. And it's still wet, so clean my brush, control the amount of water with napkin. Start from the top, move down. Start from the top, bring the brush moving down. So I use 25% cotton and it's controlled to be a little bit wet. So you don't have to always have 100% cotton to let the paint be wet and then you can do some technique on top. It depends on how much you have water in your brush. So this is one petal. We can move this way for the second petal. So I go with the side of my brush, put the tip of brush here and use whole hair to move down. Bring it here. It's a little lighter, this one, because I use less water in my paint. Sorry, more water in my paint. So again, I would like to make it darker. I start with the more pigment and bring some more pigment here. But I'm not happy with this separation line. So wash the brush, clean it by napkin. Try to move from the dark into the light. And then again, wash the brush from the light into the dark and help this line disappear. So you get rid of the line in between. Watercolor is all happen by technique. So if you know the different technique during the painting, it's so helpful to painting the beautiful watercolor. So this petal, I would like to make it like a big shape. So I put my brush here, lay down, hold the brush, come up like that. And then with the tip, I can shape it more accurate. Again, back to the darker tone, a little bit darker color. When it's wet, they blend together very well and nice. But we know how we can make them blend even if get dry. Something like that. And I feel I have to add more here to bring it down. And the last petal is placed here in between. So diluted, hold the brush into the paint. And then start from one side, shape the petals on a way that you like, control it and like that. But all on the same value. Wash the brush, Control the amount of water. Hold the hair of brush here, lay down, and then move down. Move from here to the bottom. Again, wash the brush, control with napkin. Put the brush here and then bring it down. So the edges is lighter, but the center is darker now. We have a lots of detail on the center by black color. I'm going to add that later. Just try to add orange here on the center to let it all on the same color and leave it get dry. Bring it here, but this is mid-tone. I would like to add a little water into that to make it lighter and use this light tone for here. So I imagine here should be my flower. With this petal, I'm going to start, shape the petal like this way. Here is a center. So move on like that. Maybe peachy color is better than pink because pink is too much different has with the yellowy orangey. So peachy color is a pink color mixed with yellow. A little bit yellow, make it peachy. That's better. So yeah, I'm going to add this one. A little bit warm. So this is one layer. If you want to make it dark, just the pigment add here with no water inside, so it's darker. And always we can lift up the paint to make it lighter. Wash the brush, control with napkin. Anywhere you want to start to lift up, put your brush and then move it very gently. Just one time. Clean it by napkin. So this is one petal. Then we move on with the second. I keep the empty space in between as a white of the paper because when you bring the second petal beside that, this is wet. From this paint, move to the others and make it dirty. So white of the paper is so helpful for us. Start beside that another stroke of another petal with brush stroke and make like this. So you know that if you add more water, you have lighter value of the orange. If you have less water, you have darker tone. So this is something in between, that's good. I start with the long petals here, should be. And a little bit of space, another one. So again, a little bit of space. It's like a bubble shape, but this white of the paper is so important to have and make the flower more interesting and nice. So this is the shape of one side of the flower, and then we imagine the blacky color we add as a details should be placed here. And now the other side of the flower, it's smaller. Something like that I'm going to add. So this is the center, and I'm going to add the darker color and the details later on here. So for this one, I just go with one value, but now I've washed the brush. A little bit lift up some paint. If it's a start to get dry, you can make it a little wet and then move your brush, go and back. Ultramarine blue is good option. If not, cobalt is okay too. And make your brown darker. But for stem and the line that I want to have, I try my best not to add a lot of water. That's enough, but still I feel it's so watery. And I'm going to reduce the amount of water just by touching the napkin like this. with the brush, touch the napkin. You already help the water on a brush absorb to the napkin, and then easily you can use the tip of the brush to draw the line. And like a pencil, take your brush, use the tip, draw the line like that. Still, my line is so light because I had a lots of water. I need to have more pigment. So with the tip, try to touch this paint and go here on the paper. Now it's dark, that's better. Just play with the paint and the amount of water to find which way is more comfortable for you. So I'm happy with this darkness. Try to draw some small stem and then add the reddish round flower around of this part. Stem like that. But for this one, I need to keep, for example, here empty for the bluey flowers. So start from this one. Just in your imagine, keep some part empty and then you can add the bluey flower there. This is one way. For the top part, I add the blue flower, then add the stem. I want to go with both way to show you which one is more interesting. Both of them are okay, but it depends which one you like more. So I keep some empty space in between. Like that. Then wash the brush. Just with the red color. Bring it here, pure red. Control the amount of water inside. And with the tip, draw something like not exactly circular shape and not oval shape. Some small part like this to make the decoration flower like a tiny blossom. I just go a little bit the cobalt blue too to change the, yeah, that's nice, to change the value and the color. Sometimes it's interesting to have a little change on the blue. Even 1 or 2 touch for this one, I can bring it as well. Some of them it's nice to have smaller, some bigger. Okay, that's fine. Now I have them. Clean the brush. Draw some stem. For stem, as I mentioned, it's better not to be wet because the line get thicker. It's better to be draw to help the line be so narrow. And I'm going to start to adding some line in between. It can be randomly, doesn't need to think about exactly pass from where the line should be here. Just randomly add some line and make it busy. Try to add a little darkness on the connection between the flower and the stem. Just with 1 touch, you see it's get darker. Even here too. And I would like to make some more line to make it busy. One other things that we have is a tiny circly details on top of each flower. Just these are the details that we need to add. You cannot you can have it or not. If you like, you can have it. I go with it with the tip of brush. Just add some circle on top like this randomly and make it interesting, busy. When you add more brush stroke and line, it's helped to have a busy painting and make it more nice. Dark brown I have. Even for the dark brown, if we add more water, we can have lighter tone. If we add less water, we can have darker tone. So bring the brown here, enough water to make it runny. Hold the hair of brush, dilute it into that. Sometimes it's okay to control just with 1 or 2 touch by napkin. I'm going to start here. Now the bigger shape of leaf. So start with putting my brush, tip of brush here, lay down 1 C curve here. Then again, repeat it, another C curve there. Then fill center. And just go with 1 line as a stem. We will add some darkness here later. Now the other side. Another big leaf here. Put your brush like that. 1 C curve. Then again, repeat this. Another C curve here. Then fill in between. With the tip of brush, try to reach these two together like this. Now on top, I'm going to add 2 smaller ones. The same technique, 1 C curve. So similar of that, I would like to make it busy here. This part is empty. So back to the C curve as a stem, narrow line like that. Place both sides with long narrow leaf. A little bit change from that one. For this one, I go with the long leaf. In between, smaller one I add. But for this one, just the long leaf I try to add on a both side. And if you see, I have some space in between the leaves and the stem. I'm not touch the stem with the leaves. I just keep some space. Now you see the big space in between. I'm going to add blue into the brown with no water. Already my brush is wet. Draw the narrow line to connect these leaves to the stem. Like that. Cobalt. If you have cobalt, it's good to go with cobalt. If not, ultramarine blue is fine too. Add some cobalt or ultramarine here. I'm going to try one a little bit different. It's better. You see, it's oval shape. These are a little bit fat. So it depends. We can use some shape for our leaves. So first of all, it's helpful to draw one C curve as a stem, like that. Then try to add some leaf like this. That's nice too. Now I'm going to add some small ovally shaped leaf around to make it easy here. And I'm careful not to connect and touch the stem with this small flower. You see, it's better not to do that. There's some space in between, it's nice to keep. And then you can connect them with the narrow line. It's more interesting, like that. And the same here. Start one line here and both sides. Add the tiny oval shape of dark leaf. Blacky circle you can add on center, just like that. And then with the tip, draw a bunch of line. It's better to take your brush like that, helpful to draw narrow line. Bunch of line beside each other, like this. And then randomly add some circle with a little bit of space at the end of this line. And you see, I just randomly add some bunch of circly here. Same repeat for this one. One circle here with the dark color. And you see already with this dark blue and brown, we make something that's so close to black.